class today, and what we are going to discuss about today is about convergence of sequence and series. Okay, the recording started. Then can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir, we can see.
For the first part of this morning session is about the integral test. So we will learn about how to check convergence for series and for sequence and series by the integral test, and then for the second part is about absolute convergence. Jadi pagi ini ada dua hal yang ingin kita bahas ya. Yang pertama adalah uji integral untuk memeriksa kekonvergenan dari sebuah deret atau baris ya. Kemudian selanjutnya adalah tentang kekonvergenan mutlak, absolute convergence ya. So we see this list of numbers again. Yeah. First we have sequence, and then the second list is its series. Yeah, it's sum of first n terms. So I hope that you still remember what does sequence look like, or what does the series look like. Ya. Jadi yang atas adalah barisan, kemudian yang bawah adalah deret dari barisan yang di atas. Jadi deret adalah jumlah dari beberapa, atau kalau di sini n ya, misalkan deret adalah jumlah dari n suku pertama dari barisan UN. And before we already have this theorem stating that if the sequence is monotonic and bounded, then the sequence converges. Yeah. So this is what we have learned last week, and because of this theorem, we have this corollary, yeah, that states that a series with positive terms for all terms converges if and only if the series is bounded from above for all n. Jadi di sini minggu lalu kita sudah mempelajari bahwa kalau kita punya barisan itu monoton dan berbatas ya. Jadi misalkan dia monoton tidak turun, maksudnya dia adalah antara level ya, sejajar, atau naik terus, atau level atau turun terus ya. Maka dan kalau kita tahu bahwa barisan tersebut terbatas dari atas maupun dari bawah, maka barisannya konvergen. Itu pasti. Nah, dari sini pasti kita bisa dari sini memastikan bahwa sebuah deret itu juga konvergen kalau memenuhi ini ya. Kalau misalkan setiap suku dari barisannya itu positif atau tidak negatif ya, maka deretnya itu pasti monoton naik ya, atau monoton tidak turun lebih tepatnya ya. Jadi bisa tetap bisa naik. Nah, kalau seperti itu ya, dan kalau kita tahu bahwa deret tersebut berbatas dari atas karena dia tidak turun, maka kan antara tetap atau naik ke atas ya. Karena dia tidak turun ya, dan dia kemungkinannya antara hanya tetap atau naik ke atas, maka kita bisa memastikan bahwa deret ini konvergen kalau dia terbatas dari atas. Maksudnya apa? Suatu saat dia akan mencapai nilai tertentu. Ini adalah statement yang cukup masuk akal ya. Nah, kita bisa menggunakan uji integral untuk memeriksa kekonvergenannya ya. So we can also use the integral test to check convergence for series. So suppose that we have, so we let UN be a sequence where all the terms are non-negative, and suppose that UN, the expression, the formula for UN can be written as a function of n, where the function f is continuous, positive and decreasing function of x for all x greater than or equal to n, where, well, capital N here is a positive integer. Then we can use the integral test. That is, if one of the series, this series or this integral converges, then the other must converge, and if one of them diverges, then the other must also diverge. Jadi teoremanya menyatakan bahwa oke, kalau kita punya barisan ya yang semua sukunya itu tidak negatif, dan barisan ini ya, rumus dari barisan itu bisa dinyatakan dalam bentuk fungsi dari n, di mana fungsi f ini adalah fungsi yang kontinu, fungsi yang positif, maksudnya positif ya, dan dia fungsi yang menurun. Maka dua-duanya ya, antara infinite series ini atau integral tak wajar ini ya, itu dua-duanya konvergen atau dua-duanya divergen. So this is actually somehow you can think of it as a Riemann integral, because we can approximate this integral as sum of terms. Yeah. And then we can also estimate, basically we can also estimate the value of series. Yeah. So previously we have learned about how to compute the values of some series. Let's say, for example, if you still remember the telescopic series, then we can expand the series, and then we remove the middle part, then we left out with only the first and the last part. In that case, we can know the values of the series. However, sometimes, or well, many times, we will face a computation of a series that is not easily computed. So in that case, how to compute this sum? Ya, jadi kalau minggu lalu kita sudah belajar bagaimana menghitung deret. Jadi dari yang tadinya bentuk rumusan sigma seperti ini, kemudian kita bisa dapat bentuk sederhananya seperti apa. Tapi masalahnya adalah tidak semuanya mudah untuk dihitung. Ya. Kalau seperti itu gimana caranya? Ya. Then we have this theorem. Ya. This theorem is about the bounds for the remainder in the integral test. Ya. Jadi kita punya teorema ini, di mana teorema ini sebenarnya lebih menyatakan ke batas atas dan batas bawah dari sisa dari uji integral. Ya. Jadi kalau tadi kita punya uji integral seperti ini ya, jadi kita ingin mendekati si sigma ini, ya, deret yang sigma ini menggunakan integral. Nah, pasti kalau kita ada pendekatan ya, aproksimasi ya, pasti kita akan mendapatkan ada selisih di situ. Dan this theorem says about that remainder. So suppose that we have a sequence with all terms, all non-negative terms, and all the terms can be expressed as a function of n, where again the function f is continuous, positive, and decreasing function of x for all x greater than or equal to capital N. And we know that the series or the sum converts to a value capital S. Then the remainder Rn is actually equals to this S minus this sum. And this remainder actually satisfy this inequality. Ya. Jadi kalau kita menghitung dia ada sum ini ya, kemudian kita tahu bahwa dia akan konvergen ke suatu bilangan S, maka kita tahu bahwa dia konvergen ke bilangan tertentu ya, dengan sum sebenarnya itu ada selisih ya, walaupun mungkin sangat kecil, tapi ada selisih. Dan di sini dinyatakan bahwa selisihnya ini ya dibatasi oleh integral yang kiri dan integral yang kanan. Kalau dilihat bedanya ada di batas bawah ya. And for example ya. First, show that the following series converges for P greater than 1 and diverges otherwise. Okay, for this series, yeah, we can actually write, let's say, un is equal to 1 over n power p, and we have f of x is equal to 1 over x power p, yeah. Then we know that here we have un is equal to f of n, yeah, which is 1 over n power p. Then here for p greater than 1, we have that f of x that is equal to 1 over x power p is a positive decreasing function of x, and that is clear. So since the integral from 1 to infinity, yeah, because here the sum is from 1, yeah. So we try to integrate from 1 to infinity of 1 over x power p dx is equal to integral of 1 to infinity x power minus p dx, which is limit p goes to infinity of integral 1 to p x power minus p dx, which is equal to limit p goes to infinity of x power minus p plus 1 divided by minus p plus 1. We evaluate from 1 to p. This is, I think we have computed it last week. Yeah? So this is actually equals to 1 over p minus 1. Yeah. So meaning that this guy converges. So we can conclude that, okay. So in this case, we can conclude that since integral of 1 to infinity 1 over xp dx converge to 1 over p minus 1, then we can conclude that sum of n goes from 1 to infinity of 1 over n power p also converge. That's it. Ya. Jadi di sini kita mau menggunakan uji integral, makanya kita cari fungsi yang kira-kira bisa merepresentasikan si baris ini, ya. Ternyata kita dapat fungsinya adalah fx sama dengan 1 per x pangkat p. Di mana kalau kita pakai fx ini, maka kita dapat un adalah fn, ya. Nah, untuk p lebih dari 1, di sini kita tahu bahwa fungsi ini, ya, kalau p-nya lebih dari 1, itu pasti adalah fungsi yang positif dan menurun, ya. Nah, nanti kalian bisa cek sendiri, ya. Jadi dia adalah fungsi yang positif dan menurun terhadap x, ya. Sehingga kalau kita bisa cari tahu, ya, integral dari 1 per x pangkat p dx dari 1 sampai tak hingga, kalau integral ini konvergen, maka kita bisa menyimpulkan bahwa barisannya ini juga ikut konvergen, ya. Any question? Any question? Is it clear?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, one by one.
From the integral 1 to b, right? Oh, itu b. Saya kira itu 6, sir.
No, this is
b. Okay. Berarti ini nggak minus ya, sir? Tapi dia menurun, terus juga dia angkanya kalau misalnya udah ini turun gitu, misalnya dari 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, misalnya kayak gitu kan.
Oke. Kalau kita lihat, ya, kalau pangkat P-nya lebih dari 1, ya, maka ini semakin besar X-nya, penyebutnya akan semakin besar, betul nggak?
Iya.
Makanya dia fungsi yang menurun, ya. Nilainya akan semakin kecil gitu.
Oke.
Yeah.
I think it's clear, sir.
Any other question?
From me, no.
The others?
From me, no, sir.
No? Okay.
Oh, sir.
Then the next example, yeah. We are asked to investigate the convergence of this function, yeah. So here again we try to apply the integral test by taking f of x to be equals to x e power minus x squared, yeah. Since we know that in this case n e power minus n squared is actually f of n, yeah. Then since the sum goes from 1, so we try to integrate from 1 to infinity of x e power minus x squared dx. And let's take a small note here. Oh no, you can try to integrate it by yourself, but let me tell you the integral. Okay, wait. This is equal to limit of b goes to infinity, integral from 1 to b x e power minus x squared dx, which is equal to limit of b goes to infinity of the integral is minus e power minus x squared over 2 from 1 to e. Then in this case we have limit of b goes to infinity if I put b, I put 1, then 1 over 2e minus 1 over 2e power power b squared. Yeah. So in this case, as b goes to infinity, we have 1 over 2e minus something that is 0. So this is equal to 1 over 2e. Yeah. Then we can conclude that integral 1 to infinity x e power minus x squared dx converts to 1 over 2e. Then we can conclude that the sum n from 1 to infinity of n e power minus n squared also converge. Ya, jadi di sini kita diminta untuk memeriksa kekonvergenan dari deret ini. Ya. Maka kita ambil fungsinya fx sama dengan x e pangkat min x kuadrat, karena kita tahu bahwa n e pangkat min n kuadrat itu adalah fn. Dan di sini kita tahu bahwa untuk x lebih dari 1, oh ya betul. Untuk x lebih dari 1, fungsi ini adalah fungsi yang menurun. Ya. Maka kita bisa pakai uji integral ya, dengan kita mengintegralkan ini, integral tak wajar ini, sehingga kita dapat bahwa integralnya adalah 1/2e, yang mana ini artinya integral ini konvergen menuju 1/2e. Maka kita bisa menyimpulkan bahwa deretnya juga konvergen. Seperti itu. Ya. Now let's try to solve this, guys. First, investigate the convergence of 1 over n squared. Well, this is easy, since in this case we use f of x is equal to 1 over x squared, and we know that integral of 1 to infinity of 1 over x squared dx will converge to 1 over b minus 1. Will convert to 1 over 2 minus 1, which is 1 over 1, which is equal to 1. Then we can conclude that since integral 1 of to infinity of 1 over x squared dx converts to 1, then we can conclude that sum n from 1 to infinity of 1 over n squared converge. Any question? Ada pertanyaan untuk ini?
Sir.
Ya.
Yang 1/2 min 1 itu integralnya dari 1/x kuadrat atau gimana, Sir?
Nih.
Yang tadi, yang kelas challenge.
Integral 1/x pangkat p dx ya. Integralnya batasnya dari 1 sampai tak hingga adalah 1/p min 1. Ya, kalau p-nya lebih dari 1. Kita punya di sini kan p-nya adalah 2 ya.
Oh iya, Sir. Thank you, Sir.
Any other question? No? Then the next one. Yeah. In this case, we take f of x to be equals to e power minus 2x. Yeah. Why? Because this function is positive and decreasing. So in this case, we just need to check integral. Okay, since n goes from 1 to infinity, we check integral from 1 to infinity. E power minus 2x dx, which is equal to limit b goes to infinity, integral 1 to b e power minus 2x dx, which is equals to limit b goes to infinity of the integral is minus e power minus 2x divided by 2, and we evaluate from 1 to b, which is equal to limit of b goes to infinity of, okay, if I put 1 there, then we have 1 over 2e squared minus 1 over 2e power minus power 2b, yeah, and this is equal to 1 over 2e squared. So then in this case we can conclude that the sum n from 1 to infinity of e power minus 2n also converge. For this one, again, we use, okay, f of x is equal to 1 over x ln x squared, and then we check the integral from 2 to infinity of 1 over x ln x squared dx. This is equal to limit of b goes to infinity of integral from 2 to b 1 over x ln x squared dx, and here we have that, okay, integral of 1 over x ln x squared dx is, if we let u equals to ln x, then du is 1 over x dx. Then in this case, this is equal to integral of 1 over u squared du, and the integral is minus 1 over u plus some constant c, which is minus 1 over ln x plus some constant c. So this is equal to limit b goes to infinity, and what's inside, we have the integral is minus 1 over ln x. We evaluate from 2 to b, this is equal to limit of b goes to infinity of 1 over ln 2 minus 1 over ln b, which is equal to 1 over ln 2. So in this case, we can conclude that sum of n goes from 2 to infinity of 1 over n ln n squared also converge. Any question? Ada pertanyaan? Ya.
So, berarti kalau misalnya kayak gini, pertama kita integralin dulu nggak apa-apa kan? Maksudnya pakai rumus yang UV sama dengan UV minus UdV itu.
Oh, integral parsial.
Or integral biasa.
Boleh kalau bisa.
Oke.
Nggak masalah ya. Apapun cara kalian mengintegralkan, asal hasil integralnya benar ya, dan prosesnya masuk akal, itu nggak masalah.
Oke.
Kalau di sini saya memilih cara ini, pemisalan dengan U adalah ln X, sehingga DU adalah 1/X dx ini karena buat saya paling mudah dengan cara ini gitu. Kalau buat kalian, menurut kalian cara paling mudahnya dengan cara integral parsial, silakan.
Oke. Thank you, sir.
Sir, bisa balik ke problem 2 nggak? Bentar. Oh. Habis di SS. Makasih, sir.
Oh, saya belum kirim materi yang sudah saya coret-coret dari minggu yang lalu ya. Oke, nanti saya upload ya.
Iya, sir. Makasih.
Okay, now this one, yeah. Investigate the convergence of this guy. Again, here we use f of x equals to ln x squared over over x for this one, we need to make sure that this function is decreasing function. That's what we have here. One of the requirement is that the function f is continuous, positive, and decreasing function of x for all x greater than or equal to some integer. But, here the integer is basically this guy, yeah. So first we check the condition for the integral test. We need to make sure that this function is decreasing for x greater than or equal to 2. Yeah, so we take the derivative, yeah, f prime of x is equal to 2x over x squared multiplied by x minus ln x squared divided by x squared. So this is equal to 2 minus ln x squared divided by x squared. And if we take the value this is negative for x greater than or equal to 2, yeah, for all x greater than or equal to 2. Why if, okay, 2 minus ln x squared, we want to make it equal to 0, then in this case we have ln x squared equal to 2, or ln x equal to 1, which means that x is equal to e. So now what we have here is this line, yeah, 0 and e. And if we put 1, we have positive, and after that we have negative. If we put negative 1, this is still positive, yeah, so okay, so this is negative for all x greater than or equal to e, yeah. So now e is actually equal to 2 comma wait, let me check. Euler number, yeah, e is actually around 2.72. So we can split this guy into ln 2 squared divided by 2 plus sum of n goes from 3 to infinity of ln n squared divided by n. So now what we need to do is we find the integral from 3 to infinity of ln x squared divided by x dx, which is equal to integral from 3 to infinity this is equal to limit of b goes to infinity integral of 3 to infinity ln x squared over x dx, which is equal to integral limit of b goes to infinity. What is the integral? If I take u as okay, let's just do it somewhere here. U equals to ln x squared then du is equal to 2 over x dx. Then we have that integral of ln x squared over x dx is equal to integral of u over 2 du, which is equal to integral of not integral. This should be equal to u squared over 4 plus some constant c, which is equal to ln x squared over 4 plus c. So this is equal to limit b goes to infinity ln x squared over 4. We evaluate from 3 to infinity, which is equal to limit b goes to infinity of this should be equal to ln x squared from 3 to infinity, which is equal to limit b goes to infinity of ln b. Oh, sorry, the square here must go. Ln b squared minus ln 3 squared, which is equal to infinity. So in this case, we conclude that sum of n from 2 to infinity of ln n squared over n diverge. Jadi di sini kasusnya adalah karena kita mau menggunakan uji integral ya, syarat dari uji integral adalah fungsinya itu harus menurun. Fungsinya harus positif dan menurun. Maka di sini kita perlu cek apakah fungsinya menurun, dan kalau di sini fungsinya pasti positif ya. Untuk x lebih dari 2 dia pasti positif. Cuman apakah dia menurun gitu kan ya. Mana kursor saya? Apakah untuk x lebih dari 2 dia menurun, maka kita cek ya. Cara memeriksa apakah dia menurun atau tidak, maka kita perlu cek turunan pertamanya, apakah turunan pertamanya selalu bernilai negatif untuk x lebih dari 2. Ternyata turunan pertamanya itu negatif hanya untuk x-nya lebih dari e ya. Sedangkan e itu kan sekitar 2,72. Sehingga dalam hal ini maka kita perlu pecah deret ini menjadi ln 2 kuadrat per 2 ditambah deret tapi n-nya sekarang mulai dari 3. Karena kita tahu pasti bahwa untuk x lebih dari 3, si fungsi fx ini adalah fungsi yang menurun. Baru kita pakai integralnya adalah integral dari 3 sampai tak hingga. Integral dari 3 sampai tak hingga, kita hitung ternyata integralnya adalah tak hingga. Ya, kalau integralnya tak hingga berarti kesimpulannya dia adalah integralnya divergen. Ya. Kalau integralnya divergen, maka si deretnya juga pasti divergen. Ya. Karena kita tahu bahwa si deret ini yang dari N3 sampai tak hingga itu divergen, maka kita bisa simpulkan bahwa deret yang mulai dari 2 itu juga pasti divergen. ya. Karena tak hingga ditambah berapapun yang bukan tak hingga itu pasti tak hingga. Any question? Ada pertanyaan?
For me, it's clear, sir. Maybe you need some more of practice to.
Yeah, that's for sure. You need to practice a lot at home. Okay. Now investigate the convergence of this guy. Yeah, we know that. Okay, here we use f of x to be equal to 1 over 10 power x. And we know that this guy is decreasing for all x. Yeah. So we just need to integrate from 1 to infinity of 1 over 10 power x dx, which is equal to limit x goes to b goes to infinity of integral from 1 to infinity 10 power minus x dx, which is equal to limit b goes to infinity of I think the formula for the integral for this integral is minus 1 over 10 power x log 10. Oh, not log. It should be log. Yeah. But let me see. This was the material from our first half. Antiderivatives. Okay. Integral of a power kx. Yeah. Okay. This is almost correct. Yeah. Let's just delete this guy. Okay, let's rewrite it. F of x is equal to 1 over 10 power x. Which is decreasing for all x. Yeah. So we evaluate the integral from 1 to infinity of 1 over 10 power x dx, which is equal to limit b goes to infinity integral from 1 to infinity of 10 power minus x dx. Sorry, this should be b. This is equal to limit b goes to infinity of minus 1 over 10 power x ln 10. We evaluate from 1 to b, which is equal to limit of b goes to infinity of 1 over 10 ln 10 minus 1 over 10 power b ln 10, which is equal to 1 over 10 ln 10. Yeah. Meaning that in this case we can conclude that the sum of n from 1 to infinity of 1 over 10 power n also converge. Now for the last problem, this is a little bit different. Yeah. In this case, we want to estimate the value of sum here within 0.01 of its exact value. So in this case, we know that integral from 1 to infinity of 1 over x power 3 dx is actually equal to 1 over 3 minus 1, which is half, which is 0.5, and integral from 2 to infinity of 1 over x power 3 dx is equal to limit x b goes to infinity of integral 2 to b x power minus 3 dx, which is equal to limit b goes to infinity of minus 1 over 2x squared we evaluate from 2 to b, which is limit b goes to infinity of 1 over 8 minus 1 over 2b squared, which is equal to 1 over 8, which is equal to 0.125. So now we use this this bound, yeah, at the bottom. So in this case, we have that suppose that sum of n equals to 1 to infinity of 1 over n cubed is equal to s. Then we know that R1 is bounded from below by integral of 2 to infinity 1 over x cubed dx and bounded from above by integral from 1 to infinity of 1 over x cubed dx. And from here, meaning that we have s minus s1 is bounded by 0.5 and from above by oh sorry, I made a mistake. From below by 0.125, from below by 0.125, and from above by 0.5, and we know that from here S1 is actually 1 over 1 power 3 z is equal to 1, so we have that 0.125 is bounded by s minus 1 and half. Sorry, s minus 1 is bounded by 0.125 and half. And then we have that s is bounded by, from left, 0.125 plus 1 and 0.5 plus 1. Yeah. Meaning that s is bounded from below by 1 over 125 and bounded from above by 1/2. So the value of sum of n equals to 1 to infinity of 1 over n power 3 is somewhere between 1.125 and 1.5. Yeah. So in this case, it is safe for us to assume that we take the midpoint of this interval. And in this case, the midpoint is the average, basically 1.125 plus 1,5 divided by 2 is actually, what's the midpoint? 1.125 plus 1.5 divided by 2 is 1.3125. So in this case, what we have is sum of n from 1 to infinity of 1 over n cubed is actually around 1.31. And that's it. Yeah. Any question? Ya, jadi di sini di contoh ini ya kita mau mengestimasi nilai dari sum ini ya. Terus kita asumsikan sumnya itu adalah S. Nah, kemudian kita pakai ini ya, yang ada di bawah. Jadi Rn adalah S tambah Sn ya. Maka karena di sini sumnya itu mulai dari n sama dengan 1 sampai tak hingga, maka yang kita pakai adalah R1 ya. Nah ini. Maka R1 dibatasi oleh integral dari 2 sampai tak hingga dari 1 per x pangkat 3 dx, dan dari atas dibatasi oleh integral 1 sampai tak hingga dari 1 per x pangkat 3 dx. Sehingga dari sini kita tahu bahwa R1 itu kan S dikurangi dengan S1 ya. Sehingga dari sini kita dapat bahwa S kurang S1 itu dibatasi dari bawah oleh 0,125 dan dari atas oleh 0,5. Dan kita dapatkan S1-nya ini adalah kita cukup masukkan jumlah ini tapi sampai 1 saja. Ya, ternyata jumlahnya sampai 1 adalah berapa? 1 ya. Maka kita dapatkan bahwa S-1 itu dibatasi dari bawah oleh 0,125 dan dibatasi dari atas oleh 0,5, sehingga S-nya itu ya dibatasi oleh 1,125 dan 1,5. Maka kita bisa menebak dari sini bahwa jumlah dari 1 per n pangkat 3 untuk n dari 1 sampai tak hingga itu kira-kira ya ada di antara 1,125 sampai 1,5. Maka kalau seperti ini biasanya paling amannya kita ambil titik tengahnya. Titik tengahnya adalah rata-ratanya, yaitu 1,3125. Karena diminta untuk membulatkan sampai 2 desimal, maka Ya, kira-kira aproksimasi nilainya adalah 1,31 ya. Ada pertanyaan?
Saya bisa mengikuti, Sir.
Yang lain?
Bisa, Sir.
There are some other questions that you need to answer at home for your exercise. Now we go to the next material. The next material is still about convergence, yeah. That is about absolute convergence. And what we use here is are the ratio and root tests. So suppose that we have the above series and the bottom series, yeah, the top series and bottom series. The question is which one converge? And that is since that is a question, yeah. How to check the convergence then? In this case, if we see here, we have two geometric series. Ya. Ya, di sini kita punya dua deret geometri. Kalau kalian masih ingat bentuknya, ya. Pertanyaannya adalah berapa yang mana yang konvergen? In this case, since we know that both series are geometric series, then we only need to check the absolute value of the ratio. Yeah. And since we know that the ratio of the above is minus 1/4, which means that the absolute value of the ratio is 1/4, which is less than 1, then we know that the upper series here is convergence. This series converge, and the bottom series does not converge. Why? Because the ratio is minus 5/4. If we take the absolute value is 5/4, which is more than 1, that means that in this case, the geometric series does not converge. So we will use this idea to construct this absolute convergence. Yeah. So the definition, what is absolute convergence? A series, this series converges absolutely or is absolutely convergent if the corresponding series of absolute values also converge. And we can use the theorem. Yeah, it says that okay, if the absolute value converge, then the original series converge. Jadi di sini definisinya adalah deret yang ini ya, yang esta hingga ini kita katakan konvergen mutlak jika deret dari kalau kita mutlakkan yang di dalamnya ya, UN-nya kita mutlakkan itu juga konvergen. Maka di sini kita dapat bahwa teorema bahwa oke, untuk memeriksa kekonvergenan deret ini, maka kita cukup memeriksa ya, kekonvergenan dari deret mutlaknya. Kalau deret mutlaknya konvergen, maka kita dapat bahwa deret aslinya juga konvergen. That's the first part, and then we can from that idea we can use the ratio test. So we let the sum of u and b any series, and suppose that the limit as n goes to infinity of un plus 1 divided by un, and we take the absolute value, is equal to some value rho, then we can conclude that the series converges absolutely if rho is less than 1 and diverge if rho is greater than 1 or infinity, or the test is inconclusive if rho is equal to 1. In this case, for the third case, we have to use other tests. Jadi salah satu cara untuk memeriksa kekonvergenan mutlak kita bisa menggunakan ini ya, limit ini. Jadi kalau limit n menuju tak hingga dari un plus 1 dibagi un adalah suatu bilangan row, dan kita tahu bahwa row-nya misalkan kurang dari 1, maka deretnya konvergen mutlak. Kalau lebih dari 1 atau bahkan tak hingga, maka divergen. Tapi kalau sama dengan 1 gimana, Pak? Kalau sama dengan 1, kita tidak bisa menyimpulkan apakah deretnya akan konvergen atau divergen. Maka kita harus mencari alternatif pengujian. This is the first test, yeah, and the second test is the root test. Yeah, for example, if we have a series with this kind of form, jadi kalau kita punya bentuk yang seperti ini, ya, maka kita akan kesulitan untuk menggunakan uji rasio, ya, karena untuk n ganjil dan n genap dia beda bentuknya. Maka untuk seperti ini, ya, oke, kalau seperti ini ya, untuk n ganjil dia akan konvergen menuju 0. Kalau n-nya genap, dia akan divergen. Maka kita tidak bisa menyimpulkan apa-apa. Makanya di sini ada uji yang kedua, yaitu uji akar. So let the series sum of un be any series, and suppose that the limit of square root of nth root of absolute value of n un is equal to rho, then can we have the series converge absolutely if rho is less than 1, and diverge if rho is greater than 1 or equal to infinity, or the test is inconclusive if rho is equal to 1. Jadi pada dasarnya sama, ya. Jadi permasalahannya sekarang di sini kita tidak bisa menggunakan uji rasio, maka kita bisa coba uji akar. Bagaimana cara menguji akar? Maka caranya adalah kita pakai ini, ya. Akar pangkat n dari nilai mutlak un. So, for example, this is the first series, yeah. For this one, let's try to have to use the ratio test. In this case, we have un is equal to minus 1 power n plus 1 divided times 1 over n squared, and in this case we also have un plus 1 as minus 1 power n plus 2 times 1 over n plus 1 squared. So we take the limit as n goes to infinity of absolute value of un plus 1 divided by un, that is equal to limit n goes to infinity of minus 1 n plus 2 times 1 over n plus 1 squared divided by minus 1 times power n plus 1 times 1 over n squared, which is equal to limit n goes to infinity of absolute value of n squared divided by n minus 1 squared, and this should be negative, yeah. Sorry, n plus. And in this case, we have the limit is, okay, this is equal to limit of n goes to infinity of n squared divided by n squared plus 2n plus 1, which is equal to 1. So what do we have here? In this case, the test is inconclusive, yeah. we cannot use this ratio test. So let's, in this case, let's try to use the usual test. Sum of n goes from 1 to infinity of absolute value of -1 power n plus 1 divided by times n 1 over n squared, which is actually sum of n from 1 to infinity of 1 over n squared, yeah, because the absolute value of minus thing is always positive, so basically we just need to eliminate this guy. And we know that here we know that this guy converges by integral test. Then we can conclude that sum of n from 1 to infinity of -1 power n plus 1 times 1 over n squared converges absolutely. Yeah. That is this is converge. Ya. Jadi di sini di contoh ini bisa kelihatan ya. Ternyata kalau kita pakai uji rasio ya, kita dapat nilainya 1. Kalau nilai limitnya 1, ya, limit rasionya 1, maka kita ya di sini ya, kalau limit rasionya 1, maka kita tidak bisa menyimpulkan apa-apa ya. Maka kita harus pakai uji yang lain. Dan ternyata dengan kita hanya membuat dalamnya ini absolut ya. Ini adalah series ya, atau deret dari 1 per n kuadrat, n-nya dari 1 sampai tak hingga. Dan kita sudah tahu dari materi yang slide sebelumnya tadi, kalau ini konvergen menggunakan uji integral. Maka kita bisa memastikan bahwa deret asalnya itu konvergen mutlak, yang mana artinya dia juga konvergen. Ya. Any question?
Oh, berarti Sir, asalkan enggak lebih dari 1 itu berarti itu konklusif ya?
Ya, kalau misalkan gini, ya, kalau misalkan row-nya kurang dari 1, maka kita bisa menyimpulkan dia konvergen mutlak. Kalau row-nya lebih dari 1 atau bahkan tak hingga, itu dia kita bisa pastikan divergen. Yang kita tidak bisa tentukan itu cuman ketika row-nya sama dengan 1, seperti itu.
Berarti ketika nilainya 1 itu kita harus langsung memakai cara yang lain gitu ya, Sir?
Ya, that's correct.
Okay, thank you, Sir.
Okay, next example. Let's try to use the ratio test again. Yeah. Un is equal to 2 power n plus 5 divided by 3 power n. Yeah. And un plus 1 is equal to 2 power n plus 1 plus 5 divided by 3 power n plus 1, which is 2 times 2 power n plus 5 divided by 3 times 3 power n. Yeah. So in this case, we have that the absolute value of un plus 1 divided by un is actually absolute value of 2 times 2 power n plus 5 divided by 3 times 3 power n, and we divide by un, which is 2 power n plus 5 divided by 3 power n. And this is equal to absolute value of 1/3 times 2 times 2 power n plus 5 divided by 2 power n plus 5, which is equal to 1/3 times, okay, since n is well, in this case the value is always positive, yeah, so we don't need the absolute value anymore. So this is okay, 2 plus 5 times 2 power minus n divided by 1 plus 5 times 2 power minus n. So limit of n goes to infinity of absolute value of un plus 1 divided by un is actually limit n goes to infinity of 1/3 times 2 plus 5 times 2 power minus n divided by 1 plus 5 times 2 power minus n, which is 1/3 times 2 plus 0 divided by 1 plus 0, which is 2/3. Yeah. And this 2/3 is less than 1. So in this case, we can conclude that the original series, yeah, n from 0 to infinity of 2 power n plus 5 divided by 3 power n converge. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Any question? Ya, di sini kita coba pakai uji rasio ya, uji rasio. Ternyata kita dapat bahwa mutlak dari rasionya itu adalah 1/3 kali 2 tambah 5 pangkat 2 tambah 5 kali 2 pangkat min n dibagi 1 tambah 5 kali 2 pangkat min n. Sehingga di sini kita dapatkan, oke, kita ambil limit menuju tak hingganya, limit menuju tak hingganya adalah 2/3. 2/3 itu kurang dari 1, maka kita bisa menyimpulkan bahwa deret asalnya itu konvergen mutlak, sehingga dia konvergen. Ada pertanyaan? Tidak ada?
Sir.
Ya.
Berarti dia konvergennya menurun ya?
Maksudnya gimana?
Kan tadi ada tuh konvergen yang dia nilainya terus menurun. Apakah ini juga nilainya terus menurun?
Oh, ini beda. Yang tadi yang terus menurun itu kita memeriksa kekonvergenan, yang maksudnya yang di slide sebelumnya kan ya?
Iya, iya.
Itu adalah kita memeriksa kekonvergenan dari barisannya. Jadi kalau kita tahu bahwa barisannya itu positif dan terus menurun, maka dia pasti konvergen ya.
Iya, iya.
Nah, cuman di sini kita beda. Ya, yang kita pakai adalah rasio ya, perbandingan antara suku setelahnya dengan suku yang sekarang, yaitu UN plus 1 dibagi UN. Kita ambil nilai mutlaknya, kemudian kita limitkan n-nya menuju tak hingga, ternyata kita dapat 2/3, yaitu kurang dari 1 ya. Maka kita bisa menyimpulkan dia konvergen mutlaknya. Ini dari uji rasio yang ini.
Oh iya, iya.
Example ya. So in this case we have absolute value of un plus 1 divided by un is equal to absolute value of 2 times n plus 1 factorial divided by n plus 1 factorial times n plus 1 factorial, and then we divide by 2n factorial divided by n factorial times n factorial. This is equal to 2n plus 2 factorial divided by n plus 1 factorial times n plus 1 factorial multiplied by n factorial times n factorial divided by 2n factorial. And in this case, we don't need the absolute sign anymore because the value is always positive. So now 2n plus 2 factorial is basically 2n plus 2 times 2n plus 1 times 2n factorial. We divide by n plus 1 factorial is actually n plus 1 times n factorial multiplied by again n plus 1 times n factorial. Then here we multiply by n factorial divided by 2n factorial. Now we can eliminate the unnecessary part. N factorial. So this is equal to 2n plus 2 times 2n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 squared, which is equal to 4n squared plus 5n plus 2. Oh, sorry, this is not 5. This should be 4. No, sorry. This should be 6. 4 plus 2, yeah. 6n plus 2 divided by n squared plus 2n plus 1. Then as n goes to infinity, this the limit is 4 over 1, which is 4, yeah, which is greater than 1, meaning that we can conclude that sum of n from 1 to infinity of 2n factorial divided by n factorial multiplied by n factorial diverge. Any question? Ada pertanyaan?
Bisa dipahami, Sir.
Masih bisa dipahami?
Ya. Berarti
Yang
kalau
lain?
ada nih, kalau misalnya ini ada yang sama, tinggal coret aja gitu ya, Sir.
Ya. Ya, ini gini. Kan kita mau UN plus 1 dibagi UN ya. UN plus 1 kan berarti kita tinggal ganti N-nya dengan N plus 1. Berarti tadinya 2N jadi 2 kali N plus 1. Tadinya N jadi N plus 1. Sehingga 2 kali N plus 1 ini kan 2N plus 2 ya. Nah, 2N plus 2 faktorial itu kan kalau kita punya, misalkan 5 faktorial itu kan sama dengan 5 kali 4 kali 3 faktorial misalkan. Atau 5 kali 4 kali 3 kali 2 kali 1 kan ya. Dari SMA kan ya.
Iya, yes, Sir.
Maka 2N plus 2 faktorial itu kita tuliskan sebagai 2N plus 2 kali 2N plus 1 kali 2N faktorial. Kemudian N plus 1 faktorial itu kita tuliskan sebagai N plus 1 kali N faktorial. Kemudian yang untuk UN-nya kita biarkan tetap ya. Karena mengapa kita perlu seperti itu? Karena kita mau coret-coret yang bagian yang sulit buat dihitung ya. Ternyata kita punya di pembilang ada 2N faktorial, penyebut juga ada, kita bisa coret. Di pembilang ada N faktorial kali N faktorial, penyebut juga ada, kita bisa coret. Sehingga rasionya kita bisa tuliskan sebagai 2n plus 2 kali 2n plus 1 dibagi n plus 1 kuadrat. Baru kita hitung limitnya. Ternyata limitnya saat n menuju tak hingga adalah 4. Karena kalau ini kan kita tinggal ambil koefisien dari pangkat tertinggi ya. Karena pangkat tertingginya sama, yaitu 4 dibagi 1, yaitu 4. Maka karena lebih dari 1, maka kita bisa menyimpulkan bahwa deret ini divergen. Seperti itu ya. Ada pertanyaan? Tidak ada?
Sepertinya tidak, Sir.
Kapan Pak kita pakai
No, sir.
kapan Pak kita pakai apa namanya uji akar gitu ya? Sini belum ada. Ya. Oke, uji akarnya kita pakai di latihan ini ya. For this first one, we will still use the ratio test. So absolute value of un plus 1 divided by un is absolute value of 2 power n plus 1 over n plus 1 factorial divided by 2 power n over n factorial, which is 2 times 2 power n divided by n plus 1 times n factorial. We multiply by n factorial divided by 2 power n. Sorry. Power n, yeah. We just slash everything that we don't need. Then this is equal to 2 power n plus 1. And as we know here, as n goes to infinity, it will go to 0, yeah, which is less than 1. Then meaning that we can conclude that sum of n from 1 to infinity of 2 power n over n factorial converges absolutely. Yeah, this one is still quite easy. Yeah. The next one, okay, for this one, let's try to use again the ratio test. Absolute value of un plus 1 divided by un is absolute value of minus 1 power n plus 1 times n plus 1 plus 2 divided by 3 power n plus 1 over minus 1 power n times n plus 2 divided by 3 power n, yeah, which is equal to absolute value of n plus 3 divided by 3 times 3 power n multiplied by 3 power n divided by n plus 2. Yeah. And in this case, we have n plus 3 divided by 3 times n plus 2. And for this case, as n goes to infinity, we have that the value goes to 1 over 3. So we can conclude that sum of n from 1 to infinity of minus 1 power n times n plus 2 divided by 3 power n converges absolutely. Yeah. Any question for these first two problems? No?
I think no, sir.
Okay. Next, investigate the convergence of this guy. Okay, let's try to use ratio test again. Yeah. Absolute value of 2 power n plus 1 plus 1 divided by n plus 1 multiplied with 3 power n plus 1 minus 1, and we divide with 2 power n plus 1 over n times 3 power n minus 1, which is equal to absolute value of 2 power n plus 2 divided by n plus 1 times 3 power n multiplied with n times 3 power n times 1 over 3 divided by 2 power n plus 1. So we can slash out this guy, and we have actually we can 2 power n plus 2 divided by 2 power n plus 1 is actually 2. So we have here absolute value of 2 over 3 times n over n plus 1, which goes to 2 over 3 as n goes to infinity, meaning that we can conclude that the absolute value of n from 1 to infinity of 2 power n plus 1 divided by n 3 power n minus 1 converges absolutely. Yeah. Up to this point, we can still use the ratio test. Yeah. Let's see what happened in the next example. Yeah. It seems a little bit harder, but for this one, use the ratio test. Sorry, the not ratio test, but the root test. For the root test, what we need is actually nth root of absolute value of un. Nth root of absolute value of un is here nth root of absolute value of 7 over 2n plus 5 power n, which is equal to nth root of, we take out the absolute value because the value is always positive. Then this is nth root of this guy power n, which is equal to nth root of 7 divided by 2n plus 5, or this is equal to 7 power 1 over n divided by 2n plus 5, and it goes to, as n goes to infinity, it goes to 7 power 0 divided by infinity, which is 0, yeah, which is less than 1, meaning that we can conclude here sum n from 1 to infinity of 7 divided by 2n plus 5 power n converges absolutely. For this Example, any question? Ya, di sini kita pakai uji akar ya, karena kalau di sini kita lihat ada sesuatu pangkat n, tapi di pembilangnya tidak ada. Ya, jadi kalau ini sepertinya akan lebih mudah kalau kita pakai uji akar. Maka kemudian kita coba dengan uji akar ya, akar ke n, akar pangkat n dari un, mutlak un ya. Ternyata akar pangkat n dari mutlak UN adalah akar pangkat n dari 7 dibagi dengan 2n plus 5. Nah, dari sini, ya, akar pangkat n dari 7 kan kita bisa tuliskan sebagai 7 pangkat 1 per n. Ya. Maka ketika n menuju tak hingga, 1 per n itu kan akan menuju 0. Ya. Maka kita punya 7 pangkat 0 dibagi sesuatu yang tak hingga, karena n-nya menuju tak hingga. Maka dia akan menuju 0, yaitu kurang dari 1, maka kita bisa simpulkan dia konvergen mutlak. Ya. Ada pertanyaan?
Jelas, sir.
Okay, this one. For this one, we again use the root test, yeah, where nth root of absolute value of un is the nth root of absolute value of 4n plus 3 divided by 3n minus 5, like this, power n, which is actually 4n plus 3 divided by 3n minus 5, and this will, as n goes to infinity, the limit is 4/3, which is greater than 1, meaning that the original sum, the original series, will converge or diverge. This should be a convergence, or this should converge or diverge. Dia konvergen atau divergen?
Tadi lebih dari satu tuh convergent. Oh.
Ya, sudah ya, setidaknya sudah ada usaha untuk mengingat ya. Jadi kalau hasil limitnya tuh lebih dari 1, maka dia divergen pasti.
Oh.
Kalau kurang dari 1 konvergen.
Dan kalau lebih divergen. Oh, oke.
Ya, kalau sama dengan 1 baru kita harus cari alternatif lain.
Oke. Kebalik, sorry sir.
Okay, now for the last one, yeah. Investigate the convergence of this guy. What should we use this time? This is a little bit hard. Let's try to use the ratio test. Yeah. Absolute value of un divided by un plus 1 divided by un is absolute value of n plus 1 factorial divided by 10 power n over 10 power n, and we divide this guy 10 power n plus 1. We divide this guy with n factorial over 10 power n, which is equal to n plus 1 times n factorial divided by 10 times 10 power n multiplied by 10 power n divided by n factorial. which is equal to n plus 1 divided by 10. And as n goes to infinity, this guy goes to infinity, meaning that the original sum diverge. Yeah. Any question? I think this is the last, yeah. Any question? No?
I think no, sir.
And now what you need to learn by yourself is when to teach your mind so that you can choose the perfect tests for some cases. Yeah. When do we need to use the integral test? When do we need to use the ratio test? When do we need to use the root test and the other tests? That's up to you to decide. Ya. Jadi sekarang tugas kalian adalah kalian perlu latihan, ya. Ya kan kita sudah di sini ada banyak soal latihan yang bisa kalian kerjakan. Kalian perlu latihan untuk tahu kapan kalian harus menggunakan uji integral. Kapan kalian harus menggunakan uji rasio, kapan kalian harus menggunakan uji akar atau uji-uji yang lain gitu ya. Itu kalian cuma bisa paham kalau kalian banyak latihan ya. Any question? No?
I think no, sir. Tapi saya agree dengan pernyataan tadi, sir. Ini adalah tough practice.
Ya, memang tidak mudah ya. Buat saya sendiri dulu waktu kuliah 1 juga kadang masih kebingungan kalau nggak banyak latihan. Ya. Okay, I hope that you practice a lot at home. Then let's stop our morning session now. See you later in the afternoon. Let me end this. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.